Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Mehak Tukkar and in this video I'll walk you through the new mutual fund transaction module in Wealth 2.0. As partners, transaction execution is rarely just about placing a single order. Throughout the day, you're handling fresh investments, switches, redemptions, SIP registration, client approvals, mandate checks, and often multiple client requests simultaneously. The objective of this module is to make that process more structured and efficient. Instead of treating every transaction as an isolated activity, Wilt allows you to create transactions, save them for later, reload them whenever needed, and combine multiple transactions into a single working cart. After that, you can review everything together and place orders through one unified workflow. Let's start by creating a new transaction. I'll begin by searching for a client. In this example, I'll select Abhijit. Partners can search for their client's name using their name, PAN, or mobile number, making it easy to locate the correct profile. Once I select this profile, I can see three primary transaction journeys available: purchase, switch, and redemption. Let's start with purchases. Purchase is used when a client wants to make a new investment or an additional investment into a mutual fund. The first step is selecting the DigiMF account that should be used for the transaction. This ensures the investment is linked to the current account and holding structure. One useful enhancement here is that mandate availability is surfaced early in the journey. Rather than completing the transaction and discovering payment issues later, partners can immediately understand what payment options are available for the client. From here, I can either invest in a new scheme or invest through an existing folio. For a new investment, I simply search for the desired mutual fund scheme. Once selected, I can choose whether the investment should be a lump sum or an SIP. For SIP transactions, I would have to enter the investment amount. In addition to that, I have to choose the frequency, define the SIP start date, and specify how long the SIP should continue. Below that, I can view all the available mandates associated with the selected account. Each mandate displays important information such as the bank account, mandate type, transaction limits, and validity period. This gives partners confidence that the SIP can actually be executed before proceeding further. For lump sum transactions, the flow is slightly different. I simply enter the investment amount and select the preferred payment method. Depending on the client's setup, payment can be made using UPI, net banking, or debit mandate. There's also an option to allow the client to select their preferred payment method themselves. Once the transaction is complete, I can either place it immediately or add it to cart for later review. Next, let's look at the switch journey. Switch is used when a client wants to move investments from one scheme into another. The first step is selecting the existing folio that contains the investment. Once selected, I choose the target scheme that the funds should be moved into. I can then specify how much should be shifted. One particularly useful feature here is the indicative switch impact option. Before creating the transaction, Wealth provides visibility into estimated tax implication, available switch amount, load free amount, and any load applicable amount. This gives partners additional context before proceeding with the transaction. Alongside Switch, we also have STP or Systematic Transfer Plan. Rather than moving funds in one transaction, STP allows funds to be transferred gradually over time. Here, I can specify the installment amount, the frequency, the start date of the STP, and the end date as well. This is particularly useful for clients who want to phase out investments into a target scheme rather than transferring the entire amount at once. Again, when you're trying to confirm this transaction, you can either add it to cart to review it later or place the order immediately. Let's now move to redemption. Redemption is used when a client wants to withdraw money from an existing investment. After you select the folio, you can choose whether the redemption should be based on a specific amount, a specific number of units, or all available units. Similar to the switch journey, once you enter the amount, which displays an indicative redemption impact section. This provides visibility into estimated tax implications, available redemption amount, load free amount, and load applicable amount. This information helps partners make informed decisions before submitting the transaction. Alongside redemption, we also have SWP or Systematic Withdrawal Plan. Instead of withdrawing money in a single transaction, SWP allows a client to receive periodic withdrawals. You simply define the installment amount, the frequency, the start date of the SWP, and the end date of the SWP. As always, you either add it to cart to review it later or place the order immediately. Now that we've looked at transaction creation, let's move back to the landing page right here and look at how transactions are managed. On the right hand side, you'll see the draft order section. These are previously saved transaction cards. Think of them as work in progress transactions. Maybe you're waiting for client approval, or maybe the client wants to review the recommendation before proceeding, or perhaps you've simply paused your work and want to continue later. Instead of rebuilding everything from scratch, Wilt allows you to come back after you've saved your work whenever you're ready. Each draft displays the draft name, the number of transactions in it, and the date it was last updated. This makes it easy to identify and continue the right draft. To continue working on a saved transaction, I simply select the draft, and the transactions within that draft are loaded into my active workspace. This is important because these drafts aren't just historical records, they're fully editable. Once loaded, I can review existing transactions, update them, remove them, or add new transactions, or just continue building the whole order. This is particularly valuable when dealing with multiple client conversations across different days. If I've made changes or created new transactions and I'm not ready to place them yet, I can save the cart again, and this updated version becomes stored in the draft order section. This allows partners to work at their own pace without worrying about losing progress. Once the draft is loaded, you'll notice the order summary panel on the right is populated with all the transactions from that draft. This is your active workspace. Every transaction you're currently preparing appears here, giving you complete visibility before anything is submitted. From here, I can expand any transaction to review its details, remove individual transactions if they're no longer required, or continue adding new transactions to the same cart. This flexibility means you don't need to place every order immediately. You can continue building your cart as new client requests come in and only submit when you're ready. You'll also notice three key actions below the cart. Save allows me to save the current state of the cart as a draft so I can continue working on it later. Load lets me import transactions from any previously saved draft back to this draft. And clear removes all transactions currently in the cart after giving me a confirmation prompt, giving me a fresh workspace whenever needed. Once I'm satisfied with the transactions in my cart, I can click Preview. This opens a consolidated review screen showing every transaction currently in the cart along with the client, account, scheme, transaction type, amount, and payment method. Rather than reviewing each order individually, I can validate everything in one place before the submission, reducing the chances of operational errors. Once I've completed my review, I simply confirm that I've reviewed the order and click Confirm and Place Order. Wilt will then process all valid transactions currently present in the cart. Whether I'm placing a single transaction or submitting multiple transactions together, the workflow remains consistent, structured, and easy to manage. And that brings us to the end of this journey. This was the new MF transaction journey in Wealth 2.0. From creating purchases, switches, redemptions, STPs, and SWPs to saving drafts, loading existing work, reviewing transactions, and placing orders, the entire experience has been designed to make transaction management simpler, faster, and more organized for partners. I hope this walkthrough has given you a clear understanding of how the module works and how it can fit into your day to day workflow. If you have any questions, feedback, or suggestions, we'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching and happy transacting with Wealth 2.0.